Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Our top story, former Sarasota County Sheriff's Deputy Frank Bybee faces his victim in court again as 80-year-old Marcia Soule recounts the night she says Bybee tried to kill her.
A neighbor and several deputies also taking the stand, sharing their experience of Soule's condition the morning after the incident. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick was in court today for day 2 of the trial. She joins us live from the Sarasota County Judicial Center. Jess?
Good evening, Jacqueline and Scott. After nearly 4 hours of testimony yesterday, the victim, Marcia Soule, took the stand again today so that the defense could finish cross-examining her. That took about an hour. The defense trying to prove that she was not a witness that they could count on because of her memory from that night. But Soule finished her testimony after just an hour, and several other witnesses who were there the morning after took the stand. Sergeant Jonathan Allen was called to Soule's house around 5 the morning after the alleged attack. He testified witnessing some blood on her nightgown and the pills on the floor, but dismissed Soule's call as a mental health incident and described the scene as appearing staged. Then Sheila Stiles took the stand. Stiles lived next door to Soule. She testified that she was approached by Soule on the driveway 3 hours later around 8 a.m. Stiles said Soule was begging for her help.
I noticed the bruising around her mouth, specifically the swelling, and that it had been bleeding. It wasn't bleeding at the time I saw her, and the blood on her nightgown. Due to the swelling, had she fallen and hit herself or something, the swelling that appeared to me that it was from a hand pressing down very hard, that swelling wouldn't be like that if it was not inflicted, in my opinion.
Some of the aspects of the crime scene didn't quite add up, and I thought maybe the victim was trying to get Bybee in trouble. And it also spoke to some of her mental health status.
The trial has concluded for today. It will resume around 9 tomorrow morning. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, you'll hear from a Sarasota County Sheriff's deputy and his testimony about telling Bybee about what the allegations were. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you so much, Jess. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office is mourning the loss of one of its own tonight who was killed in a head-on collision. 28-year-old corrections deputy Sean Feverston was killed in a 2-vehicle accident in Palmetto around 7 o'clock this morning. It happened at the intersection of Moccasin Wallow Road and 36th Avenue East. The Florida Highway Patrol says an F-250 pickup truck was towing a trailer. That truck made a left turn in front of Feverston's Jeep Wrangler, and the two vehicles collided head-on. The Jeep then flipped on its side, and Feverston was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the truck, George Grigsby, was taken to Manatee Memorial with minor injuries. He's charged with violation of the right-of-way. Sean Feverston has worked for the Manatee County Sheriff's Office since 2013. The Sheriff's Office released this statement on its Facebook page, saying our deepest condolences during this difficult time to the Feverston family. Our thoughts and prayers are with you.
New developments tonight in a death investigation in Northport. Police are now calling it a murder. Officers were called to a home on Roxbury Circle early Tuesday morning, where they found the victim, 22-year-old Jacavies Rivers of Northport. Police are not releasing how Rivers died or any other details, but they do not believe Rivers' death was a random act. Police say the investigation is very active and ongoing.
A tropical disturbance could affect our weather by this coming weekend and bring with it the chance of some significant rainfall.
Let's get the latest on that on our weather today from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan in our first alert weather. Bob.
Thanks. Right now, no rain around this airport, Sarasota Braden Airport, 87 degrees right now, and the skies are, for the most part, sunny. The dew point temperature is up there at 76, and the humidity pretty high, and that makes it feel like about 97 degrees out there. Some heavy weather near Lake Okeechobee, and 1 or 2 lone showers starting to pop up here and there into Manatee County and near Northport right now. You can see it right over Lakewood Ranch. They've been sticking around for maybe 10, 20 minutes, and they quickly move on. This one bringing some moderate to heavy rainfall. University near UTC, also near the Rowing, and then to the north, not a lot of lightning associated with it, all the way up to State Road 70, that rain. This shower here near Onico pushing off to the west, but weakening as it does so. So little outflow boundaries popping up, these popcorn showers, if you will. And then near Northport, some rain falling there, moving to the west, southwest at around 10, but elsewhere, things are quiet, but not quiet down to our south. We have a tropical disturbance right now that we are watching. This is not that well organized. It's a broad area of low pressure. Conditions are somewhat favorable for development over the next couple of days, and then it becomes rather hostile. So even if this storm were to develop, it's not going to be a big windstorm. But what it will do is it brings all this moisture our way just in time for the weekend. So our rain chances will stay high, and it will be a bit breezy as well. Looks like on Sunday and Monday. You can see a lot of storms gathering there. Water temperature is extremely warm. It's going to push off to the north over Cuba. We think it'll develop right here just north of Cuba and then push up along the east coast and eventually get ripped apart as it moves off toward the west. That's what we're thinking right now. The chances of this developing into a tropical depression have jumped to 50%. Well, much more on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. And with that rain in the forecast, there are concerns about flooding here on the Suncoast.
A big reason for the concern stems from all that debris that's left over from Hurricane Irma. ABC 7's Rick Adams joins us live from Harbor Drive in Sarasota with more. Rick?
Yeah, guys, as you can see, there's still a lot of debris out here, and with rain on the way, this can cause some big problems. Debris left over from Hurricane Irma can be seen from one neighborhood to the next. This is a little troubling for longtime Harbor Drive resident Susan Benjamin. With any storm, the street in front of her home typically floods because of storm drainage issues near her home. Since there is still lots of debris in front of many of her neighbors' homes, she says there's a little more concern with the upcoming storm.
The exit to the drain is at high tide, it's underwater. So when we have heavy rains, at high tide, the water has no place to go but back up on our street.
Benjamin says she has never had any water in her home or in her garage, but the street flooding remains a big issue in her neighborhood.
I've gotten used to it, but I have to admit that the last couple of years, for whatever reason, it seems to be getting a little worse.
Just down the street from Benjamin, Harry Williamson's home is on higher ground. Despite living near the Hudson Bayou, he's not too worried about flooding from the upcoming storm or any problems the debris could cause.
We're not concerned about it, but I presume that it could happen. You know, I don't know. We've never had that problem.
The storm last Friday caused a lot of flooding around the Sun Coast, especially in Sarasota. So the big question is how much more flooding could happen from the bigger storm that's expected to hit over the next few days.
That is a concern. Yes, it is. My husband and I make sure that drain is always clear.
Sarasota County works closely with the city of Sarasota on the storm drainage. In a statement from the county, they say the Sarasota County Stormwater Division staff maintains the stormwater system during rainfall events and throughout the year. And if you do have any issues or concerns, you're being asked to contact your local county office. Reporting live from Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you.
Okay, Rick, thank you. Representatives from FEMA are stressing how important it is for Hurricane Irma victims not to wait to sign up for assistance. FEMA reps will be at the Venice Community Center until 8 o'clock tonight. Over the past 5 days, nearly 400 people have stopped by to the center and requested financial help from the government. Storm victims have been able to meet with FEMA reps one-on-one and discuss the extent of their home or business damage and what assistance they may qualify for.
All of us know that our lives are never going to be the same following Hurricane Irma. But we want to help you find that new normal so you can get your life back together and you can start over again. And that's what we're excited about doing, is helping people get where they need to be so they can move forward.
FEMA representatives are also in Manatee County. They'll be meeting with storm victims at various libraries through next week.
And remember, you can get up-to-the-minute updates on our weather conditions across the Suncoast by downloading the ABC 7 Weather and News app. Once you download those apps, you'll get updates on the forecast, breaking news, and local stories straight to your phone.
ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now. Look at the day on Wall Street, and it was up arrows across the board today, Richard.
Scott, you've got it exactly right. Up arrows and a couple of records as well. I confess the up arrows were not huge, but indeed the Standard & Poor's 500 index closed at a record high. The Russell 2000, which we don't talk about very much, but that's small cap stocks, also closed at an all-time high. Top to bottom range for the Dow today was roughly 100 points, and when we closed, we had a nice gain. Let's take a look at the figures as of the 4 o'clock close. There you see the Dow up just over 40 points, almost 0.2%. At 22,381.20, that on volume of 704 million shares. The NASDAQ, how about not going anywhere at all? The NASDAQ for the day was up by 0.19, percentage-wise 0.00, but it's an up 6,453.45, then on volume of 1,606,000,000 shares. The S&P, a record indeed, up 3 points, 0.12% at 2,510.06. Well, there was big news out of Chicago today, and that news impacts not only the world of Wall Street, the world of medicine, and 30 million people here in the U.S. Abbott Labs, which is based in Chicago, announced that it has received approval from the FDA for a new glucose monitoring service, a device that will replace blood glucose monitoring equipment for adults with diabetes. The approval means 30 million people with diabetes in the U.S. can now track their blood sugar levels without the need to prick their fingers. The device actually works with a document or a garment on the back of their arm and will be good for up to 10 days. And for those of you who suffer from diabetes and have to constantly do that checking, that's terrific news. And by the way, the stock was up 3%. Not bad news there either.
Wow, that is certainly some big news. Now, Richard, I understand we have one trading day left in September. Where do we stand?
Well, first of all, let's say that September historically is the worst month of the year. A lot of people think it's October, but in fact, it's September. We are now going to finish the month of September on an up note for the first time since 2013. Some good news.
All right. Richard, thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, football Friday night moves to Thursday night this week. We'll look at the games ahead and what we can expect from our local teams.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus STDs on the rise, what the Center for Disease Control says may be the cause, coming up in your Health Smart.
The ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
It's Willamania at the Players Center as the Will Rogers Follies takes the stage September 27th. Part homespun humor and part Ziegfeld Follies, this toe-tapping Tony Award musical is the start of our wild Broadway series. So call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You need to catch Willamania.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean, really moves me.
wonder.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder, high performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
ABC 7's Football Friday Night Show has been bumped up to Thursday for the second time this season, but this time it is not weather related.
That's right. The Sarasota and Manatee County school districts moved all public school games up a day to accommodate the Jewish holiday Yom Kippur on Friday. ABC 7's Adam Cellini is joining us live from Braden River High School to tell us more about our game of the week. And Adam, is there still plenty of good football tonight?
Absolutely, there's going to be some good football, Jacqueline and Scott. I'm getting a few rain droplets right now, but I don't want to worry anyone. Just a tiny little rain cloud over my head right now. It is otherwise sunny out here. We're trying to fool Mother Nature on a Thursday, and our game of the week is one that we look forward to every season. It's Braden River High School, which is where I'm at right now, and they're hosting Venice High School, who you can see behind me warming up. This has become a marquee matchup here on the Sun Coast over the last 2 seasons because this regular season game has determined which of our local teams end up in the state Final Four over the last 2 years. Now, both teams enter this game undefeated, which we have come to expect. Braden River won both matchups back in 2015, but Venice won the 2 games, regular season and playoff, last season. So we'll see who comes up strong this year. Now, once again, the Pirates of Braden River will be breaking in a new quarterback, Brian Gagg, who has been a top player at Sarasota High School over the last 2 years before transferring here to Braden River. He faces a tough test, though, in this Indians defense, which has allowed just 3 points in 3 games this season, and they're averaging more than 30 points on offense, thanks in large part to quarterback Bryce Carpenter, along with senior wide receiver Javon Hiley, who caught 4 touchdown passes last week and is definitely all over Pirate head coach Kurt Bradley's radar coming into this one.
It all starts with number 12. He's got some broad shoulders that can carry the load. I mean, he'll carry it 40 times if he needs to. But yeah, obviously you can't load up the run box and leave Hiley one-on-one out there, because he showed in previous weeks that he can do some damage out there. So not the 3-headed monster that they had last year, but still a pretty dynamic 2-headed monster that they have this year with those 2.
And when Bradley says number 12, he's referring to Carpenter's number 12. One thing to keep an eye on this game, though, will be conditioning. Braden River has only played 1 4-quarter game this year. Venice has played 2, their most recent last week. Braden River's 4-quarter game was all the way back on August 24th. Nothing but practices and 1 half of football in between. Any coach will tell you you can't simulate that game speed. The only way to do it is to play games. Venice is certainly not the team you want to try that out with, but they have no choice. Big game tonight. We'll be bringing you the full highlights at 11 o'clock. And please send your own pictures in as well on our Facebook and on our Twitter handle at MySunCoast. We'll put you on TV if you send us a good enough picture. For now, live at Braden River High School, I'm Adam Cellini. Jacqueline and Scott, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Adam. Let's have some fingers crossed that rain holds off for tonight. I know a lot of teams wanting to play.
Right. It looks as though it should be okay. We have isolated showers popping up here and there, but the atmosphere is so dry that the storms shouldn't stick around for a long period of time. Here's what's happening right now as far as our weather goes. We are looking at some nice weather up and down the coast. This is currently at the Sarasota Braden Airport, looking out over Bimini Bay, 87 degrees and sunshine. The dew point temperature way up there, 76. It is hot for a fall day, 97. That's what it feels like. A west wind at 12 and the pressure 2985. It's still fairly low, and it looks as though the heavier rainfall now down into the southeastern portion of the state, and we have 1 or 2 lone showers popping up here and there. One right there near Northport, another one right where Adam is, and it looks as though we'll see those showers winding on down. I'm going to look at that close-up look showing just a few spotty showers along the sea breeze and outflow boundary. And this storm was a little heavier just about 20 to 30 minutes ago as it moved off to the southwest. So some light rain falling now all the way down to near Bayshore Gardens. Lakewood Ranch, some heavier rain spreading all the way up to near State Road 70 and right along I-75. That's where they're getting a little bit of rain right now. The heavier rainfall down by UTC. You can see these storms really just kind of popping up here and there, sticking around for about 20, 30 minutes, and then for the most part weakening. So we'll get the rain out hopefully before the start of the games, which come after 7 o'clock tonight. Northport, and one lone storm there developing as well from US 41 all the way up to 75 near Sumter Boulevard, as well as into Toledo Blade, getting some downpours there. Look for more downpours, though, as we approach the weekend. Even Friday, a little bit more moisture coming back into play, and that's all due to this tropical disturbance down to our south. Now, there's some good news coming out of here is the fact that the upper level low that's still spinning just off the west coast of Florida will disrupt this from developing into anything significant in terms of a tropical storm or a major hurricane at this point. We're not looking at that, but tropical depression not out of the question once it moves north of Cuba. on into late Friday, and then it will push up along the East Coast. We do believe there's no real definite sign of a low pressure at this point, but models are hinting that something will pop up here, then work its way off to the north, and then upper level winds will kind of rip it apart as it moves off back to the west. But even so, we're still going to see some pretty good showers and some thunderstorms here as a result of that tropical moisture moving in our direction over the next several days. It'll stick around too, so Friday rain chances increasing, Saturday and Sunday, and even into Monday those rain chances will stay fairly high as a result of that tropical moisture coming back into play in our direction. Well, the Lakewood Ranch webcam showing some clouds around and some showers. And speaking of that rainfall, you can see all this moisture down to our south right now. All that is drifting off to the north, and that's what we're in for as we approach the weekend, with the heaviest rain now down into South Florida, through the Everglades there, and just offshore of Miami, with 1 or 2 lone showers popping up here and there. I mentioned that rainfall along near Lakewood Ranch and I-75. Again, we'll get a look at it. You can see it's pretty heavy at times right there near University Parkway and I-75, stretching down toward Honore, and then places to the south all the way down to Fruitville. This storm, though, was more expansive about 10 minutes ago, and now it's weakening, so it's going to rain itself out as it taps into some drier air in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Well, as far as this goes, the chances of it developing are at around 50%. Now, that water vapor imagery showing this upper level low spinning right here, there it is. And with that in place, we don't expect rapid development of this tropical system down to our south. And currently we do have 87 degrees with a feels like temperature at 97. The hourly forecast for Friday calling for a good chance for showers and storms tomorrow afternoon and evening as a result of that tropical moisture coming back into play. Well, here's the forecast for boaters tomorrow. Winds will be out of the east, switching around to the northwest. Look out for the storms late in the day. Light chop, the water temperature at 87 degrees, UV index at a 9. And the forecast, tides upcoming. High tide will be at 10:02. Sunset at 7:20. Tonight, partly cloudy, isolated storms, 75 for a low. And then tomorrow, a good chance for storms mainly in the afternoon, a high of 88 degrees. And the extended forecast calling for good chance for showers and storms right through the weekend. Some of that rain could be heavy, and it will turn a little bit breezy on Sunday and Monday. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to First Alert traffic. Drivers heading north on I-75 are seeing some backups and delays. We're seeing a lot of red on the map. The heaviest seem to be around the University Parkway exit. That could be because of the rain that you saw there on Bob's radar, slowing traffic at this hour. Jacqueline.
In health news tonight, sexually transmitted diseases are on the rise. According to the Centers for Disease Control, there were more than 2 million new cases of gonorrhea, syphilis, and chlamydia across the U.S. in 2016. That's the highest number of new cases of those diseases ever recorded. Chlamydia is the most common STD. It's often called the silent infection because many carriers have no symptoms, but it can lead to pelvic inflammatory disease, which can leave scars and affect fertility. Gonorrhea can lead to severe and permanent health problems, and syphilis, if left untreated, can affect the brain, heart, and other organs and can eventually lead to death. CDC officials say funding cutbacks for prevention, education, and healthcare programs are a big part of the reason that STDs are on the rise. Now to a new breakthrough study of chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE, a degenerative brain disease found in athletes and military veterans. Researchers now say that a biomarker may indicate the disease in living patients. That's according to a study by researchers at Boston University School of Medicine. Up until now, the disease has only been identified in deceased patients, but these findings are the early steps toward identifying CTE during life. Once CTE can be successfully diagnosed in living individuals, we will be that much closer to discovering treatments for those who suffer from it. CTE was found in brains of 110 out of 111 deceased NFLers. Well, coming up on your Suncoast News, the end of an era. The man known for his lasting impression on pop culture, Hugh Hefner, dead at 91.
I believe that embracing sexuality is a part of what it means to be free.
We'll have a look at his incredible life and the lasting impression he's made on the people here on the Suncoast.
The Alfa Romeo Stelvio takes the modern compact luxury crossover and injects it with personality.
Every crossover should be this good to drive.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
I went in skeptical and came away impressed.
Stelvio can spring from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds, a segment best.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Hugh Hefner died last night at the age of 91, more than a half-century after founding Playboy magazine.
While controversial, Hefner's impact on American culture was undeniable. ABC's Danya Backus takes a look back at his life.
He was known for hosting wild parties at his Playboy mansion, wearing his trademark robe and pajamas, and always surrounded by scantily clad women.
Makes for a good party.
Hugh Hefner was born in Chicago in 1926. He served during World War II, writing for a military newspaper before college and his legendary publishing career. In 1953, he founded Playboy magazine with a bank loan and investors, including his mother.
The days in which I held the first issue of the magazine, realized that I was going to be in the business for a while.
The first released issue of Playboy featured a nude photo of Marilyn Monroe, and it was an instant success. The success of his magazine leading to TV shows and an entire Playboy empire that now turns over $1 billion a year. Hefner often received criticism for exploiting women.
Playboy exploits sex like Sports Illustrated exploits sport.
He once said that he changed America's attitude towards sex and created a new era of sexual freedom. In 2011, the media mogul was asked on CNN how he would like to be remembered.
Somebody who played some positive part in changing the social sexual values of his time and had a very good time doing it.
Thursday, stars and former Playmates reacting to his death on social media. In front of his famous mansion Wednesday night, people stopping to pay their respects, and on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a memorial. Hefner is survived by his wife and his 4 children. Playboy hasn't released any information on memorial plans, but Hefner owns a burial plot here in Los Angeles next to Marilyn Monroe. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, the news of Hugh Hefner's passing is especially difficult for one Sarasota woman who worked as a Playboy bunny and served drinks at one of Hefner's high-end cocktail lounges. Wendy Resnick worked as a waitress in Miami in 1970. Though she never met Hugh Hefner, she says his strict policies were legendary.
You had to go through a class for 5 days before you could be a bunny and learn everything there was to know about Hugh Hefner and the Playboy model, so to speak, and they were so strict that if you gained a pound or two and didn't look in your costume like they wanted you to look, then the bunny mother, who was our boss, suspended you.
Resnick says Hefner single-handedly changed pop culture.
He did indeed. Yep. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, the city of Northport looking to make some big changes downtown.
What a boom in development will mean for the area and its future.
Celebrate the end of summer with big savings during the Jeep Celebration event. Going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Or save big on a new sleek and stylish Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Drive off today for your next great adventure in a brand new Jeep Renegade for as low as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetzy. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new animal adventure.
A hospital dedicated strictly to helping sea turtles. How this facility is making a difference in life of one of the oldest creatures on Earth. And why are some breeds of dogs considered a protector or guard dog breed? We'll take a look at what goes on into owning one.
Join us this week on ABC 7.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.